Yo, it is about time I made something for my boy Terry. If you wanted a main Terry, or if you just want to get him into Elite Smash and want to get some good techniques in, this is the video for you. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 1, Terry came out about a year or so ago, and so a lot of the meta has already been made for him. I wish somebody like Riddles would have already made something like this, but unfortunately Riddles is, who knows? So I'll be taking the reins. That being said, I really am not a professional. I'm just an enthusiast. I have the guy in Elite Smash and I kick ass like with almost every other character against him. But I will give you the lowdown. Here we go. So basically, the guy's a combo heavy hitter, right? You get in, you do one move, and then you follow it up with a million fucking other moves that are gonna give you 1000% and possibly take a stock. That's Terry's game plan. Some spacing, some moving around, but mostly get your hit in, start that combo. Now, I know that sounds impressive, but he has a lot of faults that keep him from being anywhere near top tier, which are... His disadvantage stage is really horrible. Like, I can't get down to the ground if I get juggled in the air. There's some mix-ups I'm gonna show you for that, but usually if you're in the air, you're gonna be in the air for a minute. 2, recovery. He has a lot of options, I'll give him that, but unfortunately, he doesn't have the greatest of recoveries, and a lot of his recovery can be exploited, and that is probably the main reason why he's held back on that regard. However, I'm gonna show you everything you can do to kind of mitigate that. All right, let's talk about neutral. Jab puts you into jab, jab, power dunk. Jab is frame 3 for him, so it's a pretty fast move. Forward air is really good as a get off me tool, get off my shield. Basically, what you're gonna be doing in neutral is trying to get in, hitting one of a few moves that are gonna get combos started. Jab, grab, forward tilt, down tilt, and possibly forward air at very low percentages. You can also maintain a little bit of distance with power wave, and when you maintain that distance with power wave, you can follow up with a combo starter. That is if it's the weak power wave. Strong power wave is great because it's fast, it gets your opponent thinking, and it makes them try to approach you. Really important to do because he lacks a lot of range in his moves. Best bet is to get near your opponent, start racking it up. So the following are combos that I personally use in a match. There are a ton of different combo videos out there, I know that, but I'm going to show you the ones that are not only practical, but they're absolutely essential in this kit and can really get you a lot of mileage depending on how you use them. Keep in mind some of these are harder to hit than others, so here they are, in no order whatsoever. Alright, and that's pretty much it. Now, some of these combos are DI dependent, and some of them don't work on certain characters that are like floaty, for example. But most of these are going to get you some damage, and also some of these are going to take the stock, so keep that in mind. I'm going to go through all the kill confirms that I use personally later on, but just know that some of these work for that too. Out of shield options, here are his fastest moves. Frame 3 is jab 1, frame 4 is neutral air, frame 6 are down tilt, power dunk, and grab, frame 7 is up tilt and forward air, and frame 8s are F tilt and down smash. The frame data page shows that neutral air is a total of 7 frames as far as the fastest move out of shield, jump power dunk at 9, up B, up smash, fair, grab, and up air at 10 frames total. Now, if you know one of their moves has a lot of end lags, I would go for a grab at low percents and an up smash if you need to take a stock, or an up B if you're trying to catch somebody going around you. So Terry can actually recover from pretty far away if you use every single thing in his toolkit. Here's one example. That being said, all of the moves in this example have a lot of end lag, and these are exploitable, so be careful how you use them. There's a lot of different mix-ups that you can do, most of which you're seeing on the screen right now, but for the most part, you have a ton of different options to mix up your recovery every single time, including power wave for stalling, crack shoot, burn knuckle, power dunk, stuff like that. If you're gonna recover high, make sure you don't just land, make sure you don't just power dunk. It's kind of predictable, just use those as mix-ups. So one of the main things to learn because of Terry's recovery is how to time it, right? I prefer using a down up B, right? A true rising tackle because it has invincibility frames and it has intangibility. I mean, the original one does too, but it has intangibility frames too. It also goes higher and it snaps the ledge from lower. Oh yeah, and he doesn't snap the ledge with burn knuckle, crack shoot, power dunk, or even rising tackle, so be aware you will lose a stock. And lastly, on this section, we're going to talk about ledge options. Really, drop down burning knuckle is a good one to use. Drop down crack shoot is probably the best one to use because it knocks them up and then that can set you up for another juggle or to catch their landing. I like neutral get up to power dunk because of the invincibility frames and how fast it can come out. I also love doing neutral get up to Buster Wolf simply because it catches people in the air jumping and has up to 8% armor. So, off the top, Terry edge guarding, no bueno. Not a really good idea. However, there are some tools you can use in order to do something. Main ones to know are Power Wave off stage. It's a projectile that is detached from you that you can use off stage. It has a decent amount of knockback that is going to gimp the majority of the cast. So, don't be afraid of going out there and using that. Just make sure you time it right so it's the last hit. That way, if it's a counter or anything like that, you're not going to get hit back. Or if they throw out another move, you'll be pretty safe. You can go for down air. However, I found every single time I go for down air, like 80 to 90% of the time, down air will send him up into the air, usually, and it's such a waste of time because then you give up stage control. And that's the problem with Terry, is if you go for any of these moves, you give up stage control and you're out of it, right? Now you have to fight back with your ledge options and trying to get out of the corner. So I would recommend Power Wave. If you really want to go for the nasty spike, go for it, but just keep in mind it's not really safe. I wouldn't really mess around with it unless you have a stock lead and you know you can give up that stock. Ledge trapping. He kind of excels more at ledge trapping. Down tilt, it's pretty good to catch certain characters on the ledge. It can also catch rolls if you're far enough. Actually, on the ledge, if you kick them repeatedly until they boost a little bit up, you can also do that into a weak, true burning knuckle, and that can take the stock like that as well. Whatever option they use, a B might be able to catch it. I think this one is the most risky. If you don't land it, you can get punished hard, so I try not using it that much. Neutral air is a great ledge trapping tool. It just knocks them back, and it sets up for like an annoying phase of them trying to get back onto the stage. It won't kill, and that's the only bad part, but it'll tack on damage, which is kind of what you want. Oh, and finally, you can use down air at ledge. I love using this option if I notice that they've been jumping from stage a lot and I haven't been punishing it. I love doing a short hop down air and it spikes and kills them automatically. Really good tool to use at ledge. And lastly, for those recovering high, is a true rising tackle. Only if they're high enough and only if their damage is close enough to getting them killed. You can kill somebody hella early. Like at 60% you can kill somebody. But I like using it when I know for sure I'm going to take the stock, they're going high, they're not going to expect it. I always get them. And finally, I have kill confirm montage. These are all the practical kill confirms that you can do in a match. There's not that many of them, but keep in mind, this is a huge amount of kill confirms that aren't going to rely on a raw smash attack or anything like that. These are actual real world kill confirms that you can use. Check them out. lastly, I want to talk a little bit about Terry himself. So he's a really complex character, and that's one of the reasons I really like playing with him, is because he has the turnaround mechanic, a super combo heavy dude. You get one move in, you can get 40%, 50% easy money, right? There's even a zero to death string that is pretty universal. It's just almost hard to really do, so it's kind of unviable as well. One of the main things I really want you guys to keep in mind if you try maining Terry is you have to use his inputs. There's like no other way around it. You can probably get lucky and get into Elite Smash without inputs, but more than likely having the inputs is going to get you there a lot faster. It does more damage, it does more knockback, it takes stocks easier, it gives you either armor or invincibility frames, or it like in the case of Power Dunk, it gives you a spike hitbox. There's so much more that you get from doing true inputs that you're completely missing out if you're just doing the basic down B, up B, side B, back B, stuff like that. You've got to learn the moves and realize that a lot of his tilts are going to cancel into these special moves, so you can actually like forward tilt and true input the crack shoot, right? You get a lot more mileage than not by doing that. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, make sure you give that a like and sub. I'll try to post another one for somebody like Inkling that I also main as well. But we'll see if you guys really enjoy this one or not. This is kind of fun to make, so I kind of want to do another one, but we'll see how everything works out. With all that said, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time, and peace!